Well, for heaven's sakes. That was just totes random. That was the most random thing ever. All right. So by now you have realized that I just got booted. It was glitchy and booting me. Hi, people. And now I lost all of your, I lost your questions. Son of a gun. When's the last time I did a Q&A? It's been a really long time. It's been a really long time since I've done a Q&A. And now all the Q's are gone. So ask me more Q's because I can't read them from the other one. The universe is a funny one, is it not? Is it not? Yeah, that was weird. That's never happened before. It was just all blip, 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 blip. So, anyway, hi. Hi. See what happens? We just, you know what? We go with the flow, don't we? Okay. I said call and have her do stuff and then give her something else to do. Oh, yes. Well, I was talking about the girl. It's like a tennis match. You give them something to do. They whap it back to you when they're done. And then you give them something else to do. I learned this because I learned it the hard way because I used to put more effort into people's businesses than they put into it themselves. So I learned that as long as someone keeps coming back to me, having completed what I gave them, whether it's watching a video or whatever, or a task or whatever, as long as they come back, I'm going to keep giving it to them. Oh, it's better when I'm facing this way? Is that what you're saying to me? It's better this way? Okay. Oh, okay. What's the best way, team building, what's the best way to be successful in recruiting? Just like sales and online parties are a numbers game, sponsoring is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. But let me tell you, one of my pet peeves is when I see posts and I see women selling the presenter kit. When I see women saying, look, you get all this for $99, $300 worth of makeup and skincare products for $99. Okay. We're selling a business opportunity. If you're going to sell the presenter kit like it's a collection, like a makeup collection, you are going to get kidnappers who really should be customers, but now you've just killed your customer base because why are they going to buy from you? They'll buy from themselves to get a discount. You want either customers or women who want to build a business. Women who want to build a business. Now, it's okay for them to say, yeah, I want to sell, but just to my family and friends. That's okay. That's okay. But just understand that a lot of times I think that because we get nervous, because we're afraid to flat out ask somebody to join the team, we try to get warm bodies on our team by going kind of, around the horn. So we think, okay, well, I don't want to just come out and ask people, to join me on this crazy lash train. So I'm just going to tell them, oh, look, it's a good deal. It's good for you. You can do this and you can get it for $99. And then a couple months later, they're looking at their back office and it's 0,000,000, and they're like, Shari, why isn't anybody doing anything? And nobody's responding in my team pages, and I'm posting and no one's responding. And if I go through that list with them and say, okay, well, what's Kathy's deal? Like, what does Kathy want out of this business? Oh, she just wanted the kit. Oh, what about so-and-so? Oh, I don't know. She just responded to one. If you really go through and you pick it apart, you realize you didn't recruit business people. You didn't recruit anybody with the mindset of, I need to earn extra money for my family. I'm going to give this a shot. You see what I'm saying? Well, Laura, sell them as a collection and see what happens. That's what I'm saying. This is Shari Brown show. This is Shari Brown's opinion. This is Shari Brown's opinion. So you don't have to listen to me, but I'm just telling you, after coaching and helping people figure out their business and whatever, if you sell it as a collection, you're going to have a lot more team members, but it's not going to translate to sales, and it's not going to translate to growth. And here's the thing. Every customer, you're standing in a hallway, and every customer is an open door. And inside that door are all their friends. It's a big old honking party in every single customer's door. They each have their own room, and they've got thousands and thousands of contacts in there and thousands of friends. Every time a customer joins and buys that kit as a collection, they shut that door. You now have no access to those thousands of people, which is not a problem. If they're going to then take care of those thousands of people and they're going to sell and work the business as a business, then that's what it's about. Those are their people. But if they're not, you've now just cut off access to thousands that you would not otherwise have contact with. You've just kind of killed your business, because she doesn't want to sell to them, but you can't sell to them because the minute you try to sell to them, well, first of all, you can't even find them because the door's closed. But if you could like wedge yourself under that door and find them because you're like, well, she's not selling, so I'm going to go ahead and sell to them. And then she finds out that you sold to them, even though she had no intention of ever selling. Suddenly, she's got big plans to have a big business, and you got in her way. And now you've got drama. And she can't stand you, and you're not uplifting, empowering, and validating her, and yada, yada, yada. I've seen it a million times. So that's just what I'm saying. All right. You asked me a question. I'm going to give you the answer. Struggling with leadership. Chelsea. I'm struggling with leadership. I don't know how much to message my girls. A lot of times they don't respond to me when I reach out, so I back off a bit as to not be annoying or overwhelming. And when they feel like, and then they feel like I don't recognize them enough. Okay. Great question, Chelsea Berger. Here's the deal. Peeps be cray. No, well, that is true. But here's the deal. You are responsible to new presenters to teach them about the comp plan, to teach them about their back office, where to find everything, and how to do online parties. You're there to make sure that they are in their Green Elites page, and they're in their Black Status Uplines page, and on the corporate page, okay? Depending on what status you are, if you're green and above, okay, you provide training on your team page. We are not anybody's boss or anybody's manager. As you have girls who are promoting and, you know, hitting milestones, you give them a shout out. But I'm going to tell you right now, my team is too big now for me to be able to keep track of all of the promotions and things going on. That is the fact of it. It's been a very challenging place to be, because while yes, we all want big teams and all of that, it's really hard because you feel bad if you miss somebody who just hit a 10,000 PRS milestone or recruited new people or whatever it is, right? You feel bad. And I used to feel really guilty for a really long time. I mean, like, it ate me up inside. But then what happened is I realized that my team, they're amazing. They know I have more than I can handle. And so when they hit these milestones, they shout themselves out. And isn't that really the place as humans we all want to be? We all want to be able to be to the point in our lives where we can shout ourselves out and we can do something and be proud of it for ourselves. Now, when they do their shout outs, then I go in there and like lose my schnoodle and, oh my God, like it's amazing and it's fantastic, and I message and I like go crazy, right? But isn't it truly a sign of amazing growth when you don't need outside kudos, outside recognition? It's always nice. It is always nice. But when you get to the point that it is not necessary, that is the place to be. Okay? So here's the deal. You are not responsible for anyone's success, and you are not responsible for their failure. You cannot have it both ways. Okay? I would always take credit if somebody failed. It was my fault, is what I thought. But when they succeeded, I never thought it was me, because they're the ones that did the work, right? And then I realized, stop it, Shari, you can't have it both ways. I'm either responsible for both, or I'm responsible for neither. And I'm responsible for neither. You are not responsible to pat these girls on the back consistently. You're there to help them build a business, okay? You're there to help them build a business. And if you are in there every day providing training, and by that I mean you really only just even need just one post a day. Do your top 10 Tuesday. Every Tuesday, do the shout outs for those people. Create a thread and say, hey, shout yourself out. Let us all cheer you on for your milestones. And maybe it's not even hitting promotions. Maybe it's women who were like, oh my gosh, I've struggled with sponsoring for the last 3 months, and I finally sponsored somebody, and I'm so excited. Let's pat each other on the back for that. But also understand that, you know, we all have different personalities, and some personalities are going to get along better than others. You are only responsible to work with the willing. And if someone gets back to you, you work with them. Go through your back office on a regular, depends on, you know, it's easier when your team is smaller. But going through your back office to see where people are at. It helped build my business, and I think it made people feel good when my team was smaller, and I would go through and I would figure out, okay, who are my white status presenters and how close are they to yellow? And I would do a post and I would tag each and every one of them and let them know how close they were to hitting yellow. You are only $500 away, or you are only, and then I'd break it down and say, oh my goodness, you are only 16 mascaras away from hitting yellow. How can you crank out 16 mascara sales in the next week? Do you know what I'm saying? Go to your yellow status presenters and say, holy moly, you only need, you know, let's work on sponsoring, because now you can build a team. Same thing with your pinks and your blues, right? Help get those people to pink and blue. But when I say help, it's you being available to give them show them where the resources are. We teach them to fish. We do not give them fish. They have to do the work. And you're just going to run across some people on your team, and the bigger your team, the more people there will be who are just fussy butts, and they are looking for excuses to blame somebody. That's why I have no tolerance when I'm doing these Facebook Lives and people start talking about their sponsors. I don't care. It's not your sponsor's fault. It's not their job. It's not their nothing. Because if you can hear my voice, you have everything you need. There are over 200 videos on Facebook. On Facebook, but on YouTube. And you have your corporate back office, and you have uplines, and you can contact support to find out who those uplines are. Your black status upline, if you don't know, look in your back office and find out who your elite is. It is nobody's job but yours. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need an upline to be successful. You need a downline to be successful. Okay. Let us see. That's right, Mary Mooney. Personally, I lead like I'm leading 0 or 1,000. Even if you aren't responding, you're building your leadership skills is how I look at it. Yes, it's just like your online parties. Do you stop posting because people aren't commenting? No, because you're the goal is to provide the content. The goal is not the response. Okay? That's not the response. We aren't in the business of trading hours for dollars like we used to, okay? You're putting content out so that 10% of the people who join your team who are going to work their business have something to follow, okay? So that even if they join, they can scroll through later after you've posted all this stuff, they can scroll through your team page for weeks and have plenty of content, and it's building your skills. It's building your skills. Okay. Feeling self-conscious about videos because of my teeth. Well, okay, Aaliyah, she's been feeling self-conscious about videos because of her teeth. I understand that because this guy right here, used to be way up here. Before I had braces, yeah, it was a mess. And I used to laugh like this all the time, okay? So here's what I can recommend for you. You have to decide. You have to decide. Am I going to let that hold me back from building my business? Yes or no? You can feel self-conscious about it, but you could still do it. There are a lot of people, everybody is self-conscious. That's just your thing, okay? That happens to be your thing. But how many women out there are going to, first of all, if they even notice, second of all, if they notice, how many women is that going to inspire? And they're going to say, you know what, look at her. Look at her out there being brave like a boss working her business, okay? You are not your tooth. You are a heck of a lot more than that, okay? You are a beautiful, strong businesswoman who is making a difference in this world, and your message is more important. My message is more important than the lack of makeup and the hair right out of getting out of bed and wearing my sweats. My message is more important than all of that because I didn't feel like doing all that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm a little self-conscious. You know what? It doesn't matter because it's more about the message. So I say practice, 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 and you just keep getting in there. You keep getting in there, and before you know it, it's not even going to bother you. It's like a muscle, okay? It's a muscle. All right, let me go through this. We'll just do 5 more minutes. Yes, Laura, please stop shooting your business in the foot. Okay, so Tracy, here's the deal. And she says, you never know if a kidnapper is going to work the business, though. Here's the thing. I believe this 100%. A lot of women will join and say, I just want to join for the discount. But in the back of their mind, and I just know this because I know it was this way for me, and I know that it's been this way for a lot of leaders on my team. We just don't want to be bothered. We don't want to be hounded. We don't want the pressure. We want to join and do the business the way we want to work the business and feel it out and see how it goes. But that's different than selling the kit as a collection. Do you see the difference? You need to sell the business opportunity. I did an opportunity, a Facebook Live talking about the business opportunity. I talked for, 20 minutes. Not once did I mention what was in the kit. Not once. Not one time did I say, when you join, you get this. Not one time. Why? Because it doesn't matter. I'm talking about starting a business. And if someone looks at that and listens to what I have to say and says, that actually, and they go look it up, and then they're like, that is a good deal. For $99, you get all that stuff. Okay. If they decide to do it then and become a hobbyist, that's fine. You can't control any of that. But every leader that I've ever spoken to who says, well, I started as a kidnapper, and I say, yes, but that's what you told everybody. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes. If you're just flat out selling that kit that, hey, look, you get for $99, you get $300 worth of makeup, 85 to 90%, I promise you, 85 to 90% of the people that buy that kit will never sell it. And to me, it's not worth the risk. I would rather keep customers. I would rather sell a collection. That's what I'm going to say. Yes, you've had 3 people join, but only for the kit. Now, here's the thing. If you're trying to hit pink status and you're just learning your sponsoring skills and someone wants to buy the kit, you know, if that's what's keeping me from me in pink, I'm going to let them buy the kit, right? But also I'm going to tell them, listen, are you interested in selling? If not, let's do an online party. Let me help you do an online party. At least get access to their customers. Even if their customers buy through them, who knows, you might light a spark. You know, team up with them is what I'm saying. You might light a spark in them where they're like, oh, I didn't think I could do this. And now you're showing me how easy it is and I can do this. And my customers are loving it. Or maybe they decide, you know, I really don't want to sell and they go inactive. But now you've made connections with their customers. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So, 3 more minutes. Yes, Mary Mooney. Okay. Are we good? Thank you, Liz. She says, Shari, you need to write a training book. I'm working on a little something. Yes. I'm telling you, I used to shout myself out all the time. It's not that Tammy wouldn't shout me out. Tammy would shout me out too, but I was so excited. And the thing is, when you shout yourself out, you're talking about your team. You're shouting them out as well. Because you don't get to green, orange, purple, and black status alone. It's because of the team. So, anyways. Okay, let me take one more. Okay, let me take this last one. How long do you give someone who's a negative Nancy before you set them straight, and what do you say to them? I feel like I try to correct their negative comments and thoughts and steer them in the right direction on how to see the positive, but when all they do is stay negative, how do you react? Okay, this is a great question, and this is where we're going to end it. Okay, so I'm assuming you're talking about when you're posting on your team page and then you have people who are negative Nancy's that come in there and comment negatively. Okay, I like to respond in there. Now, some people have a no tolerance policy for negativity, and I totally get that. And in a sense, I do too. I mean, I really do have a no tolerance. But that doesn't mean that I delete their negative comments. People are very revealing. People will reveal themselves. Anybody with a brain who pops into your team page that sees the negative comments are going to think, what is wrong with that person? Like, what is her deal? Okay? I like to respond, just like you're saying you're doing. Respond to those negative comments. Use it as a training tool to help them change their mindset. Now, if it gets to the point where, like when it says, when all they do is stay negative, how do you react? You explain to them the reason their business is the way in the state that it is because of their negativity and because of their attitude. So they need to change their attitude. And if they continue after that, you need to message them privately and say, listen, I understand and you've made your point, but I have a bigger responsibility to the team. And so if you're going to continue to go on and on and on, because some people will fight, they will fight to the death to defend their, their limitations. They will fight to the death to defend their limitations. But I tell them, I have a bigger responsibility to all of the new people who are joining this company and joining this team and are excited and enthusiastic about their business. And I don't need them popping onto this page full of enthusiasm and excitement and reading pages of your negativity. If you have concerns, I will address those concerns. But this is not a bitching post. This is not a place for you to come and vent. call your sister, call your mama, but we're not venting on this post, okay? You can message me privately beyond, I'll give you like 3-4 comments, and after that, I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off. Because the drum that you beat is going to be what your business is, right? Stop beating the drum of what you don't want. If somebody is going to be constantly negative, their business is going to suck and their life is going to suck. If there's an issue and they are able to be resilient and bounce over it and figure out another way and get creative, they're going to be successful. So I have blocked people from my page before. I've given them a warning, and I've explained that I have a bigger responsibility to the new people who are joining. And if you're unhappy where you're at, well, I'm happy to help you figure it out. We can figure it out together. Or, you know, sometimes it gets to the point where I say, maybe this isn't the right place for you. Maybe it's not. But you cannot let, it's like a little cancer. You just cannot let it fester. If it's a training tool, if your response is helping other people to understand and to get a new mindset, because maybe they're saying something that other people have been thinking but they didn't want to say because they have manners, it's okay. It's okay. They're allowed to be honest and express how they feel, but this is not a therapy session, okay? Here's the answer. Here's what you do. If this is a challenge for you and a back order is a challenge for you, here's how you get over it. Here's another way to look at it. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And you know, I mean, not saying that to you, I'm saying to them, you know, try to get out of your own way once in a while. All right, listen, I'll go through the rest of these in a little bit, but I hope you all have a wonderful and a safe Memorial Day weekend. And thanks for tuning in, and thanks for following me after we got disconnected. Thanks for all your amazing questions, you guys. I love you, and have a great day. Okay, bye.